It's working, Nathan.
Delete that.
We're good.
Yep.
It's a witness awesomeness. No.
Oops.
Current.
Yeah. Listen,
Anyone, you finished?
yeah.
That's about bus. Yeah.
To show that ratios vary different everyday positions, went from standing heights to sitting heights, and then I calculated the change in the ratio between difference between this side and this side before we sat and after we sat, and then as we expected, the change in head to neck wasn't there. It was 1.16 to 1.17. But then the real change came when we're talking about the difference in height between the chest and the thigh. Before it was this big gap here, and then from the chest to thigh to this tiny gap here, and that was a change. So the ratio between the chest and the thigh at first was the chest was over 2 times bigger than the thigh, or higher than the thigh, but in this afterwards it was only 1.48 times higher than the thigh. And then we looked at the change in height. There was a change in height between the chest to the thigh, and the thigh to the thigh was 1.125 to 1, and the percentage of the hat that the chest covered before was 73%, and the percentage of the hat that the thigh covered before was 35.6%, which means that there's a difference of 37% between each of them. But afterwards, the percentage covered by the chest went all the way down to 66.6%, and percentage covered by the thigh went up almost by 10% to 45%, and the difference between these percentages is now a mere 21%, which shows that it's a complete different type of ratio set out, or settings from standing to sitting than it is from standing to on the ground.
I basically worked out the changes in height from the one position on the body when it was standing to that same position when the subject was sitting. So as you can see, ST is for standing and S is for sitting. So here we have head standing to head sitting. When we work it out, we get 1.45 to 1. Because when you sit, the distance between your head and neck doesn't really change. I kind of expected this second result where I got 1.47, which is very close to 1.45. So I got 1.47 to 1 for neck standing to neck sitting. And for chest standing to chest sitting, I got 1.59 to 1. And from thigh standing to thigh sitting, I got 1.15 to 1.
And
this result was also expected because when you stand and when you sit, your thighs, the height of your thighs doesn't really change that much. So a mere 0.15% isn't really that big of a change.
And these numbers are crucial because for our proposed solution to life emergency buttons to work, what's happened is that if there's a change in altitude from the standing position but you actually sat down and you contact the hospital, that's a problem. So we have to clearly establish the relationships, and you'd have to calibrate sensors to particular change in height and detection ratios.